let's hope I'm not too far off. So my plan to I guess there's a lot more things. My plan for today is really just to work on my garden. So I want to take a snapshot of it, then design how where I want to plant certain plants. Uh, to be honest, I don't necessarily have to do that. I just want to use my drawing tablet more. So I'm just going to probably use Photoshop um, and put the image of my garden, the layout, then probably sketch over it to see. Okay, I want some wildflowers over here. I want some sunflowers over here, and then yeah, and then create a regimen from that. Figure out a plan for the garden. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, so if you're to take a closer look, my garden, my house garden, my family's garden, the garden isn't doing too well essentially. So this is kind of a rescue mission, I guess. To be fair, it was much worse off earlier because the stuff already died. So for some of these, I cut off the flower. So for this one, I just cut it off in the hopes that I think it was the I'm forgetting the word. I want to say epidermis. No, there's this thing that it there's this thing where if the thing is still there, then the plant can still grow. Um, sure, I'll find the word later. But anyways, this one is doing pretty well. Uh, my hopes is that by the way, this one over here. Uh, let me actually chop this one off. Hopefully that did not ruin it. But yeah, that's a weed over there, so I'm gonna remove that. Okay, so now time to go design the stuff and then get to work. Okay, so I have the garden site plow. Not plow. I don't even know if plow is the right word, but I've planted the seeds for the garden side. Went off the design, deviated a bit with the section, the bottom section. I planted some wildflowers over this. I had extra. Now I'm gonna work on the actual vegetables. So these are from about I want to say 2 years ago. Hopefully there's no spiders on this. So I'm gonna empty these out, put some new stuff in, plant some vegetables, peas, tomatoes, potatoes, not potatoes, but stuff like in that of tomato, tomato, right? Is a fruit, so that's technically wrong, I think. But anyways, I'm gonna plant different vegetables and then we'll get into the whole Think of that. Okay. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Okay. Oh. Okay, so I have to read the instructions because I don't know how this thing works. But yeah, on the other one over there, it says something about like 24 hours, which will be unfortunate because I'm trying to do this all today. You know, patience is a virtue. So let's get to it. Okay. I just realized I feel like I've retired and now I'm on my farm or just maybe that'll be cool. Maybe I'll build a deck, not a deck, build like a garden bed somewhere over there because I actually don't go that far into my backyard. I think so. I think we'll give them a reason to, and it'll be nice. My only problem is that I think last year, 2 years ago, this deer ate my sunflower. Like the sunflower head and didn't grow back because they ate the part that determines if the plant can still grow and like makes the plant not immortal, but like it allows the plant to keep on growing. I still have not found the term for the term for that part of the body of the plant. Shoot. I want to say because I think that's where the oxygen is pumped because the oxygen helps the plant grow. But I'm not sure what it's not the epidermis. I know the epidermis is like now I'm forgetting everything. Like that's for the epidermis. Dermal tissue. Now I'm trying to refresh all my IB bio knowledge. But yeah, because that's like the outside tissue, like the outermost layer, I believe, the epidermis. But I could be wrong. I know dermis has to do with like tissue or ground. Dermis, skin, ground. No, dermis is skin, because dermatologist is a skin doctor. I have to refresh my biology knowledge. Give me a second. This ain't gonna keep on bothering me. I'll try to figure it out. Okay, so it's called the apical meristem. This has been a 2-day thing I've been thinking about in my head. But yeah, the apical meristem is in charge of the primary growth of the plant. It's at the tip of shoots and the roots. Which rhymes, actually. That's a fun one to remember. Tips and shoots. No, shoots and roots. Tips of shoots and roots. That'll be like a cool plant store name. Shoots and roots. Maybe I should copy. That'd actually be fun. Just copywriting stuff. And then I think someone does that where you just copyright random stuff that people most likely use in the future. So then they have to buy it off you. I know there was a case with that recently. Recently been a couple years. Okay. Shoots and roots. Come down to shoots and roots. You know what? For something like this one, I think gold. Okay, shoots and roots. Maybe that was a bit too much. After I fill up all the pots, I'll probably change the distribution of some of them and then see how much, like if there's a shortage or excess. A shortage or surplus, I guess. These stuff of the soil. shoots and roots. Roots. Yeah, I think my fear with this is that like I feel like I'm doing this the wrong way, but I guess a big aspect of this project is me just learning. So along the way. Like, look at that. That was a lot of excess soil waste. Not a lot, but that was some extra soil wasted right there. So, unbeknownst to me, what happened was that the iPhone overheated and then it went into like this temperature emergency mode where it said the iPhone has to cool down. So a large part of this was cut out with a large part of the stuff I was saying. It wasn't really important what I was saying. It was more so just random stuff. The term I was looking for earlier was apical meristem, which is the thing that's on the tips of the shoots and roots, and that determines if the plant like can grow and allows it to just keep on growing. So as long as that's still there, the plant, the primary growth of the plant can technically be infinite or immortal. That's the way I describe it. I'm not sure how correct that is, but anyways, I did this. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check the plant to see how much depth or how much depth the roots need, and then I'm gonna probably clean this up with a shovel or a packer, and then distribute it into these pots. But yeah, okay. Dang. Okay, so that's a wasp over there, but I have to go clean out the sunroom so I can put those plants inside. That wasp is scary. I'm gonna try and ignore it. It looks very colorful, which it means it's dangerous. Okay, cleaning sunroom time. Okay, so tidy up this place. Now, fun fact, I was actually gonna throw this. I'm just gonna change the view. I was gonna throw this away, like that trash thing. It's like the pole thing. I was like, oh, maybe it could be used for like some graffiti thing, like where you have it to a wall and they do some graffiti around it. So like one part is 3D, the rest is 2D. Anyways, I decided to use it as a trash thing, which was really helpful in the package. So sometimes it's good to be hoard. Hoarder, yeah, hoarder. Um, okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm going to put the plants in. My worry is that some of the plants, the water might seep through. So I'm trying to think of a way to deal with that. Um, I'm going to check the plant themselves to see like which ones, and if none of them actually have the thing that seeps through, like holes at the bottom, then I should be good to go. But if that is the case that they have holes and I have to do them inside first, I'm probably just gonna use one of the baskets you saw from earlier in the time lapse and then just put them in there so it doesn't seep through this. I'm gonna put it on this table, and so the table can have some sunlight. I could also put them here, but I don't want to. So we'll see. Okay. Hopefully no wasp surprise me as I go outside now. Okay, so I was surprised by one wasp, but better news. I think all of them recommends to start planting indoors. So I still don't want to use that. Um, what I'm thinking, use this table. This portion of the house, like the bottom portion leads outside, right? Compared to like the office, where it's like there at least the basement. So if it leaks through, I'm not too worried about that, but I do think it'll mess up the wood. So, and that's like when I'm watering the plants. So I'm gonna see how much fit here. But I also have to I have to use the basket idea, or I have to get a maybe a plastic cover. Okay, let me see what I have, and then we'll work from there. So here's what I'm thinking. So I got my car's type or whatever it's called. You can tell I'm still getting used to cars and having one, I guess. So I got this type, and I'm like, okay, maybe if I put this under, then that would reduce like the mess of the wood. I also found one of my raincoats. I'm like, maybe I can put this under, and then that will reduce it. The surface area, it's obviously less, but maybe it could do what needs to be done, so I don't have to use this. Um, but then for me, the I'm thinking is that if I can get the water to like go here directly, then I can have one of the baskets. I can have them over here, one of the containers. I mean, I can have them under this line and drain the water drains here, and then I can do like the runoff water shouldn't be too bad. So that'll be protected. The floor will be protected by either the car tarp or the raincoat. And yeah, but I'll have to find a way to somehow block this off. You know, if I had a 3D printer, maybe I can do something. Um, Realistically, if there's nothing, a couple of straws. I threw a bunch of straws away recently. Um, I actually do not know. It seems like a really simple problem to be fair, so I should be able to find something. Okay, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to see how much the raincoat covers. There's a hole in the raincoat, but I didn't care too much about that. That should be fine. And then we'll go from there. Because the reason I don't care about the hole in the raincoat is basically that's where the container would be. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Well, then the water could go under the container because you probably not go with the car truck. Let's see. I want to avoid yeah. It's a bit wrinkle, but she's a good idea. Right, based off of this, I can confirm. Okay. Nice to know, nice to know. Looks like I don't need to use the car tarp. Based off of this should work. I just need some barriers for the perimeter. And maybe I'm overthinking this. But I'll do the container. I already have one of those ready to go. Yeah, maybe if I use the rope, it might even be better. Because basically there is 4 corners to this. So if I get string and I pull this up, then it could create like a perimeter at the bottom where if it sinks, then I should be good to go. But I'll have to find string in that scenario. So that's the trouble. That's not really a troublesome part, but I think that'll be much cooler. But then the upper perimeter of the curved of the I don't know called the shape. But let's say I move all these up. I put a string here, and then I tie it to like something here, right? Then there's gonna be this upper perimeter. And my worry is that the upper perimeter might be under the table's perimeter. And if that's the case, the runoff is going to go onto the floor, which I don't want. So yeah. What can I do? I could just get a bunch of sponges maybe. Okay, let me think about this logically. Do this, that means if I were to do this, it goes connected. Really has to be stiff and that is. Yeah, there's no, well, there's a way, but I think it's way too complicated. Um, but I think the whatever I'm thinking of now is just gonna leave this under the thing, so it's not really gonna deal with the runoff. Uh, okay, so what I ended up doing was the box and the box thing. So we have the boxes creating out area perimeter at the bottom, and then you have the container which is meant to take up any immediate water that goes through the center. And it's not a runoff. So we're gonna see. I can already see some flaws. For instance, at this corner over here, the runoff might hit over the box and seep through, but hopefully that's not the case. But yeah, so what I ended up doing was I searched up indoor gardens on Pinterest. I got kind of annoyed because most of them weren't actually indoors; they were kind of outdoors. But what I noticed was that the ones that were indoors didn't have that much protection. So I realized that the soil should soak up. The soil should soak up that. The soil should soak up most of the water, so there shouldn't be too much runoff water. But I wouldn't be happy with myself if there was, and then I didn't have protection against that. So, gonna try something real quick. Also, under the container, there's a bunch pinned down to the ground. Instead of using tape, I just used these dumb pins, whatever they're called. Okay, let's try this. Okay, and then that works. And then you have the rest of the roll. So on the right side, it's moving down, and I do think it's gonna be able to go through. We'll see. But here's the thing, because when it comes to watering, it's not like I'm having an automatic water system, so I'm gonna be here watching. So if this is the worst, then I'm not too worried. I'm just gonna have to spin this. Yeah, see over there, but that was kind of bouncing off. Let's see what else. Yeah, I think it works. Yeah. Another idea, which I'm not gonna do, but I could have put holes throughout this thing, so instead of the runoff water actually getting to the perimeter, it will like seep down before it get there. But I'm not gonna do that. Kind of really like this tape. I use it for my coding classes sometimes. But yeah, okay. So now it's just to put the plants and then call it a day. I don't think all the plants will fit, so that's gonna be a problem. But one problem at a time. So, labeled all of them. Some of them probably need better pots, but it is what it is for now. And now it's just to water them. I have to get the fertilizer mixture ready. That's about 24 hours. But for now, I'm just going to water each one of them and then call it a day. Hopefully, the table works as planned. Um, but yeah, let's hope. So I have to do a bit of digging. Stuff. Mix it a bit. So just gonna dig it in. Can see the same thing here. Same thing here. Yeah, we're actually did not think about how difficult that was going to be. Okay, so those are relatively dug in. Um, so yeah, let me water them properly, and then get on my day. Hopefully this thing works. I'm banking on a lot of money that it does. carefully not to destroy. Okay. Yeah, it was a fun day. I could probably have done this faster. You know, patience is a virtue, I think. So, taking it slow. Ooh, okay, so there's a leakage, but it hasn't gone off the table. We'll see how it goes. You know, another thing I could have done? I could have put sponges at the bottom of each pot. That'd be cool. But no, technically no leakage. What I didn't anticipate for is that the water might just stay there, which is unpleasant and causes too many problems. So I'll just clean it up. Okay. Okay. So I have to clean up that puddle over there. Okay, 2 puddles. Okay. Dang, I was really hoping for this to be better. But it's actually not too bad. The water hasn't really leaked to the floor. The center thing is working pretty well because the water is going to the containers. So I should. Okay. Okay, so I should water thoroughly, so I'm hoping I'm not overdoing it or underdoing it. Try to get that right amount. Okay, I'm gonna do one more thing, and that's gonna be the fertilizer. Gonna set that for tomorrow, and then I should be good. Then I'll clean this up probably off camera. Okay, let's get the next thing done. Okay, so my hands have been muddy. But the fertilizer thing I was talking about that said 24 hours apparently was for fertilizer tea, which I don't necessarily plan on using. So I'm just gonna leave that for tomorrow, and that means I'm done for today. Have to clean this up though, but it's been a good day, I hope. I'm gonna go do more research, join more communities so I can get that passive research and then yeah, that's pretty much it. Have a great muddy day. Have a great day. Okay.